Welcome to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
Hi, everybody. I am spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White, and welcome to Ask Me Anything. Today is May 23rd, 2024. Let me say hi to a few people. It's a very special full moon. We're going to be talking about that. Is everybody feeling exhausted? I bet because this moon is kind of draining. Totally. My favorite mermaid, Sai, says, "Oh, that's so sweet, Sai. I should put a picture of my mermaid. I actually have a big mermaid here in my office. I'm like a mermaid freak." Thanks for saying that. Hi, Sherry. Let's see. Hi, I'll answer that question in a bit, Sherry. Hi, Christine. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Mr. Shy Pono, Mrs. Shy Pono. Hi, Renee. How you doing, honey? Hi, Angela. Hi, Mickey. Hi, Sasha. Hi, Gabriel. Yeah, we're going to talk about the Wesak Full Moon. It's a big deal. Hi, Laurel. Hi, Stacy. So you are in Madison for a long weekend. It is a long weekend, isn't it? And Madison is a great place. That's my big town. Which I love Madison. Go to the farmer's market. It's so cool, Stacy. It's on Saturdays. So cool. Glow. Can a full moon make a person emotional and exhausted? Yes and yes. And this full moon is in Scorpio in Vedic astrology. And we're going to talk about that. So it would really make people emotional if you're feeling it. And let's get into that because we're going to talk about the rituals to do for this particular full moon. And we're going to talk about today's full moon. So here we go, because and I want to talk about this before we get into the full moon, that from May 22nd, that was yesterday, until May 25th, astrologically, and I'm talking about in Vedic astrology, Venus and Jupiter. So Venus, the planet of love, relationships, finances, friendships, and Jupiter is this, they're both gurus, actually, and Jupiter is the spiritual guru, and they're both benefic planets, which means they're both, good planets, but they're going to be conjunct, which means very close to each other. And these two planets, although they're very good individually, don't get along very well. And so they're going to be combust, and then we call that a planetary war. And you're going to see some people behavior, like out of control behavior, excess materialism, heightened conflict. This is a very, can be a very intense time. And what I have been saying all this time, the last 2 or 3 weeks, is this, as we head up to even more intense energies. But today is this major full moon, and it's a really special full moon. So I want you to remember that we can hold more than one energy at a time. In other words, and I had a client today, and I just loved her, and she was saying that her father-in-law had passed, and at the same time her daughter was getting married. Those are two different energies, right? Because you would be sad about the father-in-law and happy for your daughter. So we can hold more than one energy at a time. And it's important to remember that, because although this energy is, we call it out of control energy or combust energy, we also can experience this very, very special full moon that's happening tonight. It's the full moon in Vedic astrology. It's in Scorpio. And this is the Wesak full moon. And it's said that the Buddha was born on this day, and that his enlightenment was this day. So that he went to the Bodhi tree, and I always think of the bookstore in LA, but the Bodhi tree, and he sat underneath the Bodhi tree, and he had enlightenment. He became enlightened. And so according to the legend, and this is today, the legend is that Buddha promised to come back on this day every year, and to also come with all the ascended masters to help regenerate Earth. So today's a very important day, whether you follow Buddhism, whether you don't follow Buddhism, whether you know anything about it or not. Just know it's a very special day for energy. And so also, the energy now on the planet for today increases our divine light within us on earth. So again, we can hold different energies, right? We can hold an energy of some maybe struggle, but also know that we also have this amazing divine light within us. So today is a day, if you can, to take time for deep prayer and to take a respite. I mean, today is a great day for meditation, for healing, and other practices that you might want to be doing. And this Scorpio full moon in Vedic astrology, it's in Scorpio, and it occupies the nakshatra called Anuradha. I never get this right. Anuradha, which is connected to divine friendship, being cordial with others, cooperation, and also this nakshatra and this full moon have everything to do with high intuition. So, and it also means to connect to the spiritual world. So you might have noticed that you may have been more conscious of your dreams. I know, Rick East, if you're listening, you asked about your dreams, and we'll get into that. And the dreams would be very present during the last few days and today, and then going forward for the next 2 or 3 days, that you would also be looking in your dreams at maybe facing your past fears, old fears. And this moon tonight is very good for recovering what has been hidden. Because again, it's in Scorpio, and Scorpio has a lot of hidden things. Scorpio also means death and transformation. So this is a very friendly nakshatra, although the ruler is Saturn. So Saturn means to take responsibility and having foresight. And so this full moon is going to help us maybe with some self-reflection, some self-knowledge, and healing old wounds. This is an extraordinary time to look at your old wounds. Maybe you are ready at this time to recognize and release your own blockages. And I can say that nobody else can do it for you. It's something that you'd have to really go in and look at. This is a great full moon for going in and looking at your maybe some past traumas, past hurts, past wounds, and seeing if you are able at this time to start to release that energy of what was ever holding you on. I have to say it happens almost every time I'll do a reading, and let's say it's a soul spirit guide and soul reading, spirit guides, one of the readings that I do, and a guide will name somebody for the person, and then a guide will say to me, this person hurt them. And I'll say a name and I'll say, did that person hurt you? Yes, that person was so-and-so in my life and that person hurt me. When did that person hurt me? At 5 years old. Are you still holding on to that? Yes, I am. It actually changed the course of my life. So guides keep an eye on us. Guides keep an eye on us of what and when it's time to let go of something. Because old wounds, old traumas, unless they're dealt with and released, they hold us back. And so this moon tonight, in reflection with the Buddha, it helps us look at the deeper meaning of why you incarnated to begin with. And if you are, and I'm going to say it like this, if you're lucky enough to be on earth at this time, it grows all of us 7 times more. So people did want to be here for this time period on earth. So this particular full moon with the nakshatra of Anuradha is important for engaging with healing energies and healing techniques. It would be very effective if you do some sort of healing meditation for yourself tonight. Very, very effective. And when the full moon like this is in the sign of Scorpio, the universe is actually inviting you to face your deepest emotions, find courage to try new things despite your fears. And it's a time that they say that we can free ourselves from our old limitations. And again, face your own inner resistance and overcome them. And this is a very feminine energy. And you can get in touch with that, the spiritual warrior within you. It's really a time for that. It's a time to heal wounds and become stronger than ever. So if you indeed need to work on, some shadow work, some things that, you would maybe got involved with, or things that, choices that you've made, and really look at your life, this is an excellent time to release, forgive yourself, have compassion, and renew yourself and rekindle your passion for yourself and your life. I think it's very, very important that you do that. And moon rituals are all about harnessing this unique power of the moon. And I couldn't help but think what a powerful moon this is to do rituals, because of the Buddha connection here. It's so big. And so I'm going to talk about a lot of things that you can do, rituals that you can do. Okay. Oh, and before I just want to mention this too. The thing about this full moon in Scorpio, it can bring up so many of our own emotions, and it's so transformative that it will help you with some inner reflection. It will help you release or let go of whatever has been blocking you. And it's time to, I would say, to dive into your psyche and release what is no longer serving you. Again, if anything is holding you back, you're angry at this person, your parents, you're this, you're that, you were hurt, you were let down, you were betrayed, it's okay to move forward. It's an extraordinary time to move forward, actually. And the thing about this moon is it gives us a lot of courage to do this. So one of the things for this moon, when I think about rituals for this particular moon, and full moon rituals, but tonight, is I would reflect on the Buddha's teaching, because, and I'm not a Buddhist. I know very little about it, but what I do know about it is that Buddha was about bringing value of balance. Balance was really important. Moderation was very important. Being kind to others was very, very important here. In fact, kindness was one of the big thing. And a lot of the Buddhists, what they do on this day is they do good deeds for other people. They, bring food to the temple. There was a special value on life and teachings around compassion. So you might have compassion for yourself, which is, I think, number one thing to do is starting to have compassion for yourself. Now, I just have little Buddhas, but I know James at his house has an enormous Buddha. But I have some little ones, some fun ones that I always like to do. And they do remind me to laugh. They remind me to bring joy into my life. And those were my mom's. So I always have a sentimental thing about that. But let's talk a little bit more about some of the rituals that we can do here. So one of the rituals you can do on any full moon is you can journal. Tonight would be a great night to journal, which means reflect on what has been going well in your life, and maybe any goals that you would like to achieve. So maybe write some of this down. It's a wonderful time for meditation. It's a wonderful time for meditation. The moon is this full moon tonight brings us closer to the veil. There's something about being closer to the veil during this period of time. So you might meditate with your ancestors, with your loved ones, with your spirit guides. It's a wonderful energy for bringing that into your life right now. So that would be really important. And it's, as I mentioned, one of the rituals is to release. So what you would do is you would write down maybe what you want to release. Like, what do you want to release? I'm mad at this one. I want to release this. I don't want to be negative anymore. I don't know. There's a lot of things on people's lists. And then let go of any of the negative energy or limiting beliefs that are holding you back. So write it down. And then what you can do is you can burn the paper. You can rip it into little shreds, but you can do it in a ceremonial way. I mean, literally make it a ceremony. I want to release this. And there's something about the writing it down, having it come out, and writing it down, and then burning it and clearing it up. It actually works. It's a time to clean. You can clean and organize too. It's a time for that. You could focus on energy centers, like maybe the space in your front door to invite abundance. That might be an amazing thing to do. Some people dance during this full moon. It's actually all full moons. You know that song Dancing in the Moonlight? I still love that song. It's one of my favorite songs. And by King Harvest, I love that song. Another ritual is taking a moon bath. So what is a moon bath? I mean, a moon bath simply is taking a bath that it's for inner healing. And so you might want to put some special, salts in there. Some people use Epsom salt. Some people use Himalayan salt in a bath. And you actually sit and you relax and you just allow yourself with the energy of the moon. You invite the energy of the moon in and you allow yourself to have peace. You allow yourself to release. And it's really good for clarity and insight, actually. So that is something that you might want to think of doing tonight. You could, if it's an interesting family time too, if you wanted to reach out to your family, just because. If not, I understand, but you might want to. Honoring your ancestors is a big deal. And this is a moon to put your crystals out. Now, you don't have to put them outside if you don't want to. If you can, put them by a window, and that will help to recharge them. So often what we do is we put our crystals out for the full moon and leave them overnight. You can also make moon water by taking, some fresh water and putting it outside and leaving that overnight with this moon and instilling it with what you want. You want clarity. You want things. Think in those kind of terms of like that. You want to help. You want release. That would be a really good thing. And so what happens with this particular moon is it really does charge the crystals. So it's an extraordinary time to do that. So basically, take time for yourself for healing, letting go, reflecting, journaling. This moon is about endings. A full moon is about a completion. And so this is not where we start something new. This is where we complete, we finish something. So think like that. What is it that you've come to the end of the road of? Maybe you're tired of carrying a lot of burdens around, because you have. I mean, all of us have carried a lot of things. Tonight would be a great day to release again. Okay? So I hope that helps there. Because I think full moon rituals are important to do. So Sherry Craft says, it took me better half of a year to connect the description of a person from a reading to someone I knew of. Is there a spiritual reason a smart girl like me would take so long to realize who it was? Oh, Sherry, one time I went to see a psychic. I'll never forget this. And the person said to me, there's a man named B, and he's very bad, and he's around you. And I was like, yeah, I don't know anybody. I didn't even think about it. Yeah, my boyfriend's name was with a B. Yeah, missed that. Yep, missed that. So I consider myself pretty smart. I think your soul is ready to see something when they're ready to see something. Hi, Christine Showalter. She says, do I see a job coming to you that would help? January 30th is a 10 of clubs with a 10 of spades. Oh, yes. Yeah. After this new moon, or after this old moon, makes me think of Moon River. Let go of any fears, Christine, of anything that in your mind, because I know you're a 10 of clubs, and a 10 of clubs has a mind that has another mind to it. You are definitely going to have something good that comes up, okay? So don't worry about that. You will have something good that comes up. And thank you guys for all your questions. I so appreciate all your questions that everybody, left for me. I'm going to try to answer as many questions as I can. And this one is from Linda Reynolds. She said, I had an interesting experience on Mother's Day. I was a bit sad, and I hadn't not noticed a sign from our daughter. Her daughter had passed. She said, finally, I see a rainbow. She said, soon after, a neighbor behind us started burning something and kind of went out of control. And she said, by the time she settled down, she went into her house and she picked up her iPad. And the first thing that popped up was Dolores Cannon. And if anybody does not know who Dolores Cannon was, and her work is still out there, she's an amazing spiritualist from Arkansas who did past life readings, and her daughter, I believe, still continues her work. And Dolores was incredible. But what you said is that this twin flames popped up on this iPad after seeing the fire and seeing the rainbow. And so I guess the question is, I can explain it like this. And she says, can my daughter be my twin flame? From this perspective, a twin flame actually is, they present for us. So often we don't have much time with them. If we meet somebody that's a twin flame, not all the time we get like a whole, lifetime with somebody that's a twin flame. Often what happens is they present our soul with growth and transformation. So they are meant, if you have a twin flame in your life or have had one, what they do is they're different from soulmates. They catalyze your fullest potential in all aspects. And so sometimes they are like mirrors of us on some level. And that means they also have the same like deep wounds. And so they're the ones that, again, help us, put us on our path. So did your daughter, when she passed, help you, put you on your path? I'd have to say yes. I'd have to say yes. Is she your twin flame? I don't know. Probably a deep soulmate on some level. Soulmates, on the other hand, they complement each other a little more. Their traits, their views, their passions, they're a little different very different than twin flames. And sometimes soulmates, I call them cellmates. It depends on what you have to learn in life. But relationships, we learn a lot through relationships. I'll say it like that. So Laura Crum says, hi, Kellee. I've heard that the veil is thinner. Yes, right now it is, with full moons, and it's a time of positive reward for all of our determined attempts. Yes, I would say it is. I mean, I think that life is full of positive rewards. I think we have to pay attention to a lot of things in life, and I think we have to make good choices along the way. So she said, and your birthday is April 1st. And so April 1st, and you wanted to know about family problems ever resolved. 7 of Spades is all your 7 of Spades, April 1st. So for people who are new, I do a thing called the Destiny card system. And it's based on every day has a different card, and every card has a different meaning to it. And April 1st is a 7 of Spades. All sevens, if you hear me say 7 of anything, all sevens have to do with spirituality and overcoming negativity and worry. And 7 of Spades is very much about family issues. And so I think that all families that come together in soul groups have a lot to resolve. And one thing that I would say, Laura, is I would absolutely consider taking our class. We have a class on June 22nd, Healing Family Trauma. And we're going to be looking at it from 3 different phases. The psychological from Dr. Shirley Pellizzeri. She's going to be talking about it from Dr. Peter Levine's work on somatic experience. She's going to give you tips for that. And I'm going to be talking about families coming together from a spiritual place and why the traumas are here. And Carrie Gonia is going to be talking about it from a generational, and she's actually going to do a family constellation. And if you've never had a family constellation, it is so powerful. It helps. She opens the morphogenic field, and it helps to unblock and unkink family issues, family traumas, and it's very, very healing. So I would suggest if anybody is having family issues, which most people are, that's why we're here. So it would be a good class. I guess that would be the best way to answer that. Okay, I hope that helps. Ruth Strasler says, sorry, I'm feeling very tired and brain fog. Is there something going on with the planet? Yeah, the full moon. The full moon, that was it. Barbara Bianconi says, and your birthday is 11/14, and that was the eve of your husband. Oh, 11/14 was the eve of your husband's heart attack. I'm not sure, honey, if that was the date or if that's your birthday, or is tonight the eve of your husband's heart attack. I'm not sure. 11/14 though is I can answer that. 11/14 is a 6 of clubs. 6 of clubs is all about speaking your truth. So I'm not sure if tonight is the eve of your husband's heart attack. I'm not sure, honey, but let me know so I can answer that a little properly. I hope that would help. Ruth, you loved Monday's show with Dr. Peter Levine. It was amazing. I thought it was amazing. I think his work is extraordinary. And if you get a chance to, if you didn't watch our show on Monday night with James and Dr. Peter Levine, it was extraordinary. He is something else. The work he does is, God, it's just extremely powerful. Okay, Adrienne Fisher. Hi, honey. How's my girl? She says, I have animal totem questions. We had a robin build their nest outside on our patio. We thought this was a good sign, but all the chicks passed away before they were even a day old. That can't be good, right? Also, I've crossed paths with a fox several times recently. So let me start with the energy of the robin. And I have seen so many robins. Every day I'm out there watching these robins. The energy of the robin actually teaches us how to move forward, okay, with grace, with tenacity, with perseverance, and assertion. And robins actually insist that we let go of personal dramas, especially things that are no longer serving your higher purpose. And robins compel you to exercise compassion for yourself and patience in mental, spiritual, and emotional areas. So a robin brings us new beginnings with faith and trusting in the process. So I think it's very, very important here with you. And fox, interesting enough, brings observation, discernment, intelligence, and sensitivity. So thank you for paying attention to all of those, because I think those are fascinating totems. And I'll have to do another show on totems again, because I can't. We have had raccoons like you wouldn't believe it. Not only raccoons, Don and I got, there was a tornado like a mile from our house. And that was Tuesday night. If anybody was in southern Wisconsin or they felt the tornado, or it was unbelievable. But out of it, we ended up with these two ginormous raccoons. And I'll have to go into totems about that later. But Diane Rupus says, I'm in tune for a reading if I will. Yes, your birthday is 5/18, May 18th, which is an Ace of Diamonds. And Ace of Diamonds is very spiritual. They have to really look at the deep part of their life into spirituality, because it can be the mundane world or the spiritual world. Sometimes we say it's for money, and then sometimes we say it's for love. So Ace of Diamonds is a very powerful with value systems. And she says, I'm part of an intimate book study group for the last 5 years. And our topics and our titles are becoming more spiritual. And yay! And they know that I follow you and James. Well, super. They would like me to discuss more on the veil becoming thinner. I explain it as our spirituality is elevating to another level, and we are closer to the afterlife and those that have passed more than ever before. So she's asked the question if I can discuss it and explain it. Yes. So another reason that our veil is thinner right now, as I said earlier, if we're on Earth right now, we have an e-ticket. I know you're going to think, what does that even mean? We wanted to be here because even in the roughest of times, because our soul is learning so much and growing so much. And so the veil is thinner, so the other side can help us with not getting stuck. In family, and we talk about this a lot, family constellations. Let's say drugs or alcohol, and there was alcohol 3 generations ago, and then it's in the next generation, and then this generation, and then and the one passes from it. A father passes from alcoholism. That's the veil is thinner, so he can get messages to the family here, and the veil is thinner because they do not. On the other side, there's this is a very special time on Earth. There's nothing like this time, and they want us to remember it's okay to get healing. It's time to get healing. It's time not to get stuck in drama and not get stuck in trauma. So the veil is thinner, and it is going to remain thinner. Now, there are certain times like tonight, definitely thinner than even normal. But I think that also we have the ability to bring in more mediums because of this. I think that people are understanding spirituality more. So, and people are starting to go down as well. Many people anyway are vastly more interested now than they were even 10 years ago in deep spirituality. So I'm really happy to see that. But that is how I explain the veil. It's been an agreed upon thing to help Earth, actually, to help us. So Rick East says, Kellee, I'm having vivid dreams almost every night and sometimes double features. Oh my God. One will be somewhat realistic and the other completely bizarre. What is going on? No, Rick, I don't mean to laugh. And you also are an ace of spades, which has a lot to do with the mundane world, the spiritual world, and life and death. This is a period of time that I was saying we can hold more than one energy right now. And this energy is all about looking at a shadow side of ourselves, looking at something we have to look at. Also, we would be looking at if there were parts of past lives that got stuck. I had a dream, and in fact, I had a dream the other night, and I have to write to Harry T and tell him about this. But I had a dream that Harry and I mean, I wasn't thinking of him. It was the most unbelievable dream. I had a dream that we were in Baghdad together. Now, who says the word Baghdad? And we both had no shoes on and we were running. And I thought, I better tell him that it's something to do with a past life. There's no doubt in my mind that I woke up like this has got to be one of the strangest things that I have ever seen. And it involved him. I thought that was kind of interesting. So yeah, pay attention to your dreams. Hi, Vicky. Hi, Kim. Let me get you guys a card. Let me get you a card, Vicky, because I know I wanted to get you a card here, honey. From Talking to Heaven, James Van Prague's cards, Talking to Heaven, which I love, love, love. Here we go. I am standing right next to you. And there is no doubt in my mind that he is. There you go. And Kim Ann, let me get you a message from the guides, from James's cards, messages from the guides. Let me get that in too. Da, 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 da. Trust your intuition. Trust your intuition. Full moons are great. This one particularly is great for intuition and using our intuition. Hi, Lori Young. Congratulations, Lori. Let me get you a message from the guy. Calm is not a weakness. There you go. Calm is not a weakness. I had to say that. That is very funny. Okay, Carrie East. Hi, Carrie. She says, I wanted to thank you and James for interviewing Peter Levine on Monday. Thank you. What a sweet and fascinating man. I've studied somatic therapy and I knew of him, but I didn't know his personal side. If you haven't read his book, I think I put it away, Autobiography of Trauma, it's phenomenal because he goes into his own life. When I tell you it's deep, it's so deep. You're just going to go, it involves the mafia, sexual abuse. It's unbelievable. It's a page turner. And it's really written very well. Mary Snyder, you're exhausted and in pain. I've heard that from so many people. Tammy, I've heard that. Hi, Lori Counts. Lori, let me get you a card from your beloved dad. How's that? Remember me by the happy memories we created. There you go, honey. Remember that. And thank you for sending me, Lori, all the information about my brother Theo's movie. And I appreciate that because sometimes I just don't get to see it in time. So I appreciate all the help that you gave me for that. Okay, Maria Carpdiem. She says, Kellee, I was wondering if during the full moon, we are able to connect with guides, angels, or departed loved ones easier. Yes, 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 yes. And how do you facilitate this? Great question. You sit in the quiet in meditation. Just sit maybe hold a crystal if you can, or hold something from your loved one, and just relax. And you can start to feel the energy to come in. And it's a really great time. And you'll learn to discern between a guide, an angel, a loved one. You'll learn to discernment. Discernment was the biggest thing I had to learn as a medium. I had to learn discernment because I had to know, who's coming to me? Feels like a sister? It feels like a loved one. It feels like I had to really learn to discern that. And discernment is everything. So Liz Z, I wanted to answer this. She says, I was a caregiver for both of my parents. I'm sorry, honey. I understand that very, very well. It's a lot. She said, my mom passed 3.5 years ago, but it feels like yesterday. And I think a lot of us can relate to that. And she said, my father passed 6 months ago. She said, I know that grief can be exhausting. Grief and caregiving will wipe somebody out. Honestly, just wipe them out. Is there a way to utilize the full moon to energize myself? Here's what I want you to do. And you're 4/1, your birthday is April 1st. So a 7 of spades. 7 of spades always comes in to take care of family or to have family situations, mostly to take care of family. And you have to take care of yourself because 7 of spades is such a deep, it's so deep. You have to take really good care of yourself. But this is a moon, honey, not to energize. This is a moon for I want you personally to sit and allow the emotions to come up. Because what you went through as a caregiver for both parents, and I have chills everywhere, is a lot. And I want you to honor what you went through and release as much of it as you can and cry and sob, feel all the emotions. And that's how we start to release things. And let me get you a card for both of them. They both say, I'm not dead. Your mom and dad must have had a heck of a sense of humor here. I'm not dead. They're not dead. I hear that a lot from souls on the other side. In fact, and I think, not sure if you guys heard this or not. I think you may have seen it on James's site. Our dear friend Carolyn Mumolo passed away last week. I think it was Saturday because James called me. James and I talked a week ago Friday, and we had been planning and talking about going to Carolyn's birthday party. I think it would have been her 90th, and which would have been like in this month or in June. I think we were going to go in June. And the next day he called me and he said she passed away in her sleep. Or not in her sleep. She woke up with a bad headache and she was gone within just very quickly. And the way she would want to go. And I just loved her so much. I still love her. I just want to say that she's totally around, and James has had all kinds of conversations with her, tons, which is really fun. Hi, Betty Scott. How are you doing? If anybody needs a great therapist, Elizabeth Scott is in upstate New York or in New York. You can go to Psychology Today and look her up, Elizabeth Scott, if you're looking for a wonderful psychologist or psychotherapist, I should say, and she's a spiritualist. And so often that is the best combination. So if you can go see her. If you need somebody, that would be amazing. And I still have a few sessions, I think, available in June. It's May, June coming up. I have a few sessions left, and then I'll have my July calendar. I think next week I'll have that up. Jody W., she says, I just turned 50 on May 13th. Okay, there you go. And she said, and I did there early. Were you kicking and screaming at 50? My Chiron is the wounded healer, returns, seems to be in full force, and I experienced what feels like a loss of a lifetime in the past few days. I trust the process and know that growth will come, but the grief is overwhelming. Honey, what is the grief? Turning 50? Did you have actual more loss? I'm not sure what the grief is. Some people get very emotional over turning 50. I didn't have that experience. I've actually not had those experiences at all. I think 30 was like a big one for me. But I'm not sure if that's it. Now, you're a 6 of diamonds. 6 of diamonds is all about balancing karma and dharma, doing your life work and going through the karmic stages. And karma, everybody, are just lessons we didn't get the first time around. Okay, I can say that again. Karma is lessons that we didn't get the first time around. So that's why I always say, be wise in your counsel, be wise in your choices, make good choices, really think about them. When we're young, we just go off and create all kinds of things. And that's all good. It's what we're supposed to do. And then we have to come together. And it usually starts, in their 40s. People start to wake up in their 40s and sometimes 50s and sometimes 60s, So, okay, Jen Tran. Hi, Jen. She says she's talking about Cancer and your birthday is July 6th. So she said, is that an emotional time? Well, first of all, honey, July 6th, I always forget that one and I should know that by heart. It's a 9 of diamonds. So, but in Vedic astrology, you are a Gemini. And Geminis actually give you a little more energy. Yeah, Cancers are very sensitive. And you might have a Cancer moon, a Cancer rising. I don't know. But I can tell you, you're a 9 of diamonds, so you come to complete a lot of things in this life. And we call this one the giver. So somebody who gives and gives and gives. And let me get you a card from your mom, honey. Your mom says, I have no pain. And I tell you what, your mom is with you, sweetheart. I know that for absolutely positive. Okay, Sally Esparza Sosa. She said, I need to know. This is a great question, Sally. She says, do spirits communicate and send us messages through music? Yes, yes, yes. I am so glad you asked that question. Oh my gosh, I can't even tell you the stories that I have of it, of my father's, not just my father, other people that have passed, but my father was a musician, and he constantly would send me this unbelievable music, and his band would show up on the radio, or in a dream he would play a song for me, or all of a sudden you're driving and the stereo, the system goes on to some song, or your phone, all of a sudden the phone will go off. Another thing that's been happening, I should say this. So music is huge, 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 huge. Spirit loves to send us messages from that. Another thing, and this happened, I know, Vicki, this happened to you, and this happened to me, and I know this has happened to other people. You'll be sending somebody a text, and you'll look down, and you'll go, I didn't say that. What? I didn't say that at all. I had this happen the other day. My father literally wrote something like, pop, blah, 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 to the rest of the family, and it was on my phone. I said, I didn't say this. In fact, I didn't say this. And it was the wildest thing ever. So I know that there are spirits that are working with that energy too. So yes, songs, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, Bernadette Desser, she says, I was born on a full moon. The energy is intense. So if you were born on a full moon, that is a big deal, because it would bring out a lot of emotions. And somebody asked me the question, let me find if I can find this question. It was about why is it that okay, here it was. Ellen Bergen. Thank you, Ellen, for this. She says, why does a full moon tend to cause poor sleep and odd behaviors? So we call it lunar conscious behavior. There's actually a term for it, lunar conscious behavior. And it started that lunar, lunar or lunacy originates from the fact that there was a brighter, full moon is a brighter moon, and it disrupted our ancestors' sleep quality, and then caused sleep deprivation, and then changed our moods, and then changed our behavior. I mean, there is something very true about this, because there are, full moons, people act weird. And we could say it has something to do with our bodies are 70% water, and, the tug of the moon on Earth and the gravitational pull, that could have something to do with it. But it really is it's a real thing here. I have a niece who's an EMT, and she told me that, all kinds of things would happen on the full moon. And in fact, I have another niece who's a nurse and would tell me the same thing in the ER. So I think that's kind of interesting here with that, because you never know. But so anyway, let's see here. Okay, Kim Ann Snodgrass. A friend got a legal notice today. Should she blame the moon on the timing? Well, this moon completes things. I would blame this, actually. Do you remember I said that planetary war going on? This is a time for legal stuff. This is, again, we can hold more than one energy. We can hold the energy of the full moon, and we can hold the energy of mass chaos. You can do both. You can. For most of you can. Eric says, hi, Kellee. I'm a burned out caregiver who feels like the spirit in me, who I don't know, could care less if I'm miserable or sad. Does spirit care at all what human goes through? Well, which spirit are you talking about? Your higher self? Of course, spirit on the other side. Are you talking about loved ones on the other side? So we have free will here, Eric. We have free will, and you're a burned out caregiver. So today would be a great day, honey, to, if you can, start to release. Take a really good bath, maybe. And if you don't have a bath, take a good shower. Put something that's soothing for you, like, I don't know, lavender or some sort of essence of something that's that's soothing, because you want to soothe. This is a full moon. You want to soothe yourself, and this is a time where a lot of people are very sad. This is a very chaotic time. Okay, and yes, spirit, of course they care if we're sad, of course. But again, we have free will, and they cannot interrupt our free will. So, and our life experiences. And remember, we all wanted to be here during this time period. We just did. Hi, Elizabeth Preston. I have to ask you, Elizabeth Preston, did you feel the tornado? Did you get a situation like that? Because I know you live near me. Okay, Jamie Sachi. She says, hi, Kellee. I'm brand new. Oh, well, welcome, Jamie. My birthday is September 9. Can you, let me look. Anything would be helpful. And you love Dr. Levine's work as well. Wasn't it great? So September 9 is a 2 of diamonds. So a 2 of diamonds is, and that comes along with a Jack of spades. So let me explain what that is. That's a rising sign. So a 2 of diamonds is, they come for partnership. They come to look at values of things. They're wildly creative. And a 2 of diamonds must do something in a creative fashion. Whether I have wonderful 2 of diamonds clients that do, well, some of them are in finance actually also, but I have some that are artists, and some that are designers, and and photographers. They think you can do business and creativity. So it's a very important one. Also, they make some of them can make really good therapists too. It all depends on. And that Jack of spades that I was talking about is your rising. So Jack of spades means deep spirituality. And every time I see a Jack of spades, I always know that the person has taken a deep incarnation, like not at this point, I would say everybody's taken a deep incarnation, but I hope that helps, Jamie. I hope that helps. Ann Rogers, I felt unusually down today. Not sure why. I'm telling you, Ann, it's this. This will pass, as they say. This energy will pass. But think of the Buddha. Think of something, this one like this one, joyful, something that brings you joy, something that maybe just have some movement, or just go in and ask yourself, why are you sad? Why are you down? What is the feeling, and then really get in touch with it. It's a perfect time to get in touch with it, Okay, Frank Sanchez, greetings. Can this manifest a karmic loop and possibly clear effaced? Yes, Frank, it can. Yes, every moment of that is possible. Good question. Thank you. I like that question. Marge says, I transplanted tomato plants today. Yay, they will be abundant. Yeah, I did a lot of mine yesterday, Marge. Well, because we had to wait because of that tornado. It was unbelievable. Okay, Kim says, what do you think about the issue with the sale and supposed fraudulent loan concerning Graceland? I felt so sorry for what's her name, Riley? I love her. I think she's extraordinary. And I don't know what, I think that they're probably trying to, fraud them, I think. And I think that she's strong enough to square anybody down, frankly. She's Elvis's granddaughter. She can do it. And so I think it was very upsetting to me when I saw that, actually. Okay, Dawn, yes, it's a great time to release. Michelle Smith, she says, my birthday is February 8th. So February 8th, let's take a peek at that. February 8th, there's a 4 of spades with the Queen of Diamonds. 4 of spades says, will I have a good shift in my career and finances? Always the answer to a 4 of spades is yes, yes, yes. 4 of spades, here's the only thing, you just have to work hard for your life. 4 of spades is working hard for your life. The Queen of Diamonds means you want finer things and you would worry about money. And the answer is just work, work, work. Laura says, I love your pendant. Thank you. My friend gave this to me in Alaska, which was really fun with us. Marilyn, amen to healing and releasing old wounds, right? That's absolutely to be true. I think that is a very good thing. Okay, Michelle King says, I'm at a Dolores Cannon QHHT retreat full moon reception in Sedona, Arizona tonight. Cannot get better than that. Okay, Michelle, I am blown away. Yeah, I don't think it could get better than that. Wonderful, honey. I'm so happy for you. Please let us know how it goes. And if you know of a really good Dolores Cannon QHHT person, would you send me an email and let me know? because people are always asking me for referrals for past life, and that's what this is. It's past life regression. And we need people that are good at it, and I just don't have a list of that. So if you can remember, Michelle, that would be great. I would love that. Okay. So Cheryl Wharton says, does one just say that you are releasing them in meditation? Yes, you can sit in meditation and really think about what it is that you want to release. This one was toxic to me. This thing hurt me. And just let it go. Let it go. Let it go. It's not holding you back. And when we hold on to old wounds, and I get it. I mean, God knows, everybody's been wounded here. We've, try to let go as much of it as you can. So, and have compassion for what you went through, and then keep going. Keep going. Tammy says, I needed this full moon. Barbara says, thank you. This information is priceless. Thank you. You thought you were going cray cray? That's hilarious. I've had more people tell me that. Let's see. Oh, Ellie says, hi, Kelly. Hope all is well with you. Love your necklace. Staring at the Buddha statue that belonged to your mom. Yeah, right. It's a big deal to me. Catherine says, Kelly, always, when I listen to you, it hits home for me. Thank you. I'm really speaking from my soul, and I've had a lot of soul work. And Lori asked me, Lori LeClaire asked me, and it was, thank you for asking me the question. She said, when is my book coming out? And I do appreciate that so much. So Lori, I'm going to answer the question. It's coming out about mid-July now. It will be here. We think it will be out the second week in July. So we're really excited about that. And it's a big deal. It's a big deal for me. And we believe it will be out mid-July. So looking forward to getting that out. Shannon Starr says, Kelly, would it be a good time to set boundaries? Oh, every day is a good day for boundaries. You bet. Every day. You can quote me on that. Every day is a good day. It's a great day to set a boundary. I mean, having difficulty with it, this is the time. And I'll tell you why. You're going to end the way you were and then come alive with boundaries. And don't be afraid. I know as empaths, when for all my empaths out there, it's hard to set a boundary because you can feel the pain you're causing somebody and you don't want to feel bad. No. On Earth, we have to take stands on Earth. We have to say, no, I'm not going to be treated that way. No, you're a bully. No, I can really get into it. I like saying no. In fact, I almost say no before I say yes. So I think it's very important, actually, that you do that. Connie Epley, do I see you moving? Actually, Connie, I just got a yes on that. I think you will be moving. I just got a yes on that. So I think that is... Okay, Jeanette Guerra says, do you close your chakras, Kelly? No, I do not. I've tried both, and it works better for me to stay open. I stay open with my chakras. I don't think you can really close a chakra anyway. You can kind of close down the energy in the sense that you don't want to take on anybody else's energies, but I run my chakras. I'm very open about my chakras. I keep that energy flowing with my chakras. I visualize my chakras during the day in between sessions. I visualize my chakras. Today would be a great day for feeling every chakra. So there's 7 main chakras, and starting with the first one, the second one, the third one, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and each one spend some time clearing that energy. And you might feel like, wow, my third chakra, which is the power center, it feels uncomfortable. All right, so go in that way. There are many ways to go in and say, what is that? What is that? So I think that would be amazing. Rose Oliver Lee. Hi, Rose. She says, can I have a reading July 8th? I was wondering if my parents have any messages for me. Well, Rose, let's get you a card. That is a 7 of Diamonds day. So I know the 7 of Diamonds very well. I have many people in my family actually born on that day. But let's get a card from your parents. They are learning over there. Okay, that's from your mom and your dad. They are learning, which is a great thing, because what happens when we get to the other side, there's a lot of things we can do and learn and study, and it's so much fun, and it's good, it's energizing, it's very different field than on Earth. It's such a high vibration. I don't know why, I just felt like getting excited with your parents there. So I think they're doing just fine. Millennia Stan, she says, my daughter, 1212, will have an important running event on Saturday. How will she do? It was hard for her. Has a lot of anxiety. I'm worried all the time. And her birthday is 1212. So that's a 6 of clubs with an 8 of diamonds. So 8 of diamonds is quite powerful there. And so is a 6 of clubs. 6 of clubs, all clubs have anxiety. So running would be great for her. And help her to speak her truth. Okay, help her to speak her truth, because 6 of clubs is about speaking up, speaking their truth. All right. Christian Social Butterfly says, she says, I've done so much reflection the past few days. I've dumped all the negativity. I'm so relaxed. Fabulous. Now I smell the roses coming out of my house. Isn't that great? Through my house. I think that's fantastic, honey. Good for you. I mean, this has been an important time to release old things. I think it's important there. Good for you. I think that's great. Sharon says, I love the full moon. I opened my blinds last night and it shined in. And your birthday is 5/24. So you are an 8 of clubs. 8 of clubs is all about thinking, clairvoyance, all kinds of things. Let's get a card from the guides here. Focus on the positive. Focus on the positive there for you. Dessa Kennington Schaefer, she says, it's a first to watch me. Well, thank you here. You've watched us on YouTube. Thank you. I love you and James. Thanks. And your birthday is 7/14. Well, let's get, I mean, you're a channel and a medium, but I still read better for others than myself. Yeah, we can't read for ourselves. Not really. I mean, not really. We just don't. And you're an ace of diamonds with an ace of hearts. And that's an interesting one because ace of diamonds is very powerful, and ace of hearts brings in, a lot of new emotions, a lot of emotions here. So I would say definitely be working with emotions as a channeler. You'd be able to pick up people's emotions very well. I would think you'd feel a lot with that. So the good for you. Hi, Lizette Perez. Hi, Lizette. I was thinking about you yesterday, honey. I swear to God. Hi, Kelly. I found 2 dimes several feet from my door. One was face up and one was face down. Is there a message from family or angels? Definitely. I just heard mom and dad. So here we go. They send you signs through nature. So make sure you're maybe looking for butterflies, and or I'm wondering if you're doing art with them. Were you recently painting angels or family art or something? Because you're an extraordinary artist. So I'm wondering if that's what you've been doing. Jana says, I'm turning 70 on June 23rd. I'm the co-executor with one of my sisters of my dad who died at 93 last April. Is there a possibility of completing the estate amicably within the next year? Let me see something. June 23rd. That's an interesting one. There's always a possibility. There's always a possibility, honey. Families are fascinating. And I mean, can everybody get along? There is a possibility, actually. Yeah, but within the next year, I would say yes, because it feels like your dad certainly wants it all done. Okay. So everybody, I'm going to leave now, but I hope everybody has a really good week. Remember, it's the Buddha's birthday and the day that Buddha had enlightenment. So use that information to help yourself with compassion, empathy, and releasing everything you can. And then join us on Monday. We have a guest on Life After Death and Beyond with James Van Praagh and me. And we have a guest, and the guest is going to be talking about her near-death experience. I think she's really interesting. And it has to do with music, near-death experience and music. So that'll be fascinating. So join us, please, on Monday. And even though it's Memorial Day, we are going to be doing it live. So see everybody then. Take care.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.